Hi guys and girls, over here, back in for another video, and today's going to be my review on Star Trek The Movie 2, The Wrath of Khan. Now, I can already tell you that The Wrath of Khan was already a much better movie than the first movie, because that, again, like I said, was absolute garbage. The Wrath of Khan was just, it was what the number one should have been. It was a revenge story, it was great character progression, it was amazing, just simply amazing. The original crew of the Enterprise have retired, well not retired, but they've been decommissioned. They are no longer the crew of the Enterprise. The Enterprise is run by Spock, who's captain, and he has a full team of new recruits. And what I loved about the opening sequence was that new recruit who was Kirstie Alley. Kirstie Alley was in the Star Trek movie. Of course, Kirstie Alley, I think, is most famous for Look Who's Talking, amazing movie series. Was she in Cheers? She was in Cheers, wasn't she? She was, wasn't she? Of course she was. And she's doing the Kobayashi Maru scenario test, which is what Kirk does in the reboot movie, which was amazing. I never knew that. I never took that connection in. And throughout the whole movie, they just talk about the Kobayashi Maru and how Kirk beat it and how did he beat it. And now I know. But so going back to the story and such. Yeah. So Kirk's Admiral again. Well, he was already Admiral. He's there at Starfleet. He's training up the recruits, and he's like this and that and whatnot. And Chekhov is been assigned to another ship. And is he first commander? I think he's first commander. I'm not too sure. And Chekhov's mission is to find a dead planet where they can test out Project Genesis. Now, Project Genesis is, well, it says it was a biblical reference where they make a dead life become new life and all that shebang. Yeah, and they need to find a dead planet to use Project Genesis on to make it a living planet. Yeah, living planet, life. And so they go to this planet where they find this place which has been inhabited. Well, no, they find Khan and his crew, who were left there by Kirk because they did mean things. Of course, if you do mean things, you get to sent off to a dead planet. And so Khan wants revenge on Kirk, and so he then takes over Chekhov's ship and mind controls Chekhov and tricks everyone into everything. This is a terrible review. And the Enterprise is being destroyed. Khan's ship is just he's winning. He's winning everything. But it was just everything was great. Characters great. Development was great. The characters just seemed a lot more comfortable in this movie. In number one, it was just terrible writing. It just literally just felt like that the actors were just reading the script with no emotion. There was emotion in all of this. There was emotion in the dialogue, there was emotion in the script. The actors seemed like they wanted to be there, unlike number one. It was just amazing in my eyes. Just the end scene was just, it was emotional. It was emotional. Because everyone's just like, oh, what are we going to do? The Enterprise is falling to bits, we're going to die, this and that. And they do defeat Khan. They destroy his ship with Project Genesis on it, and Project Genesis explodes, and the Enterprise can't get away quick enough. So literally, everyone's like, oh, what are we gonna do? And then Spock just disappears off the bridge, goes down to engineering, goes into the warp radiation chamber, and seals himself in, fixes the ship. The ship's like, zoom. And Spock saves the day. But I'm comparing this to Star Trek Into Darkness a lot because Star Trek Into Darkness is the reboot of this movie. So I'm comparing the two, and there were a lot of like switch ups, you know, because I'm assuming everyone's seen Star Trek Into Darkness, and I don't want to compare the two without now because I want to compare the two when I get to Into Darkness, but I love this movie nearly as much as Into Darkness because I just liked the new take on the original take, and I think the original take, like, this came out in '83, so this is 4 years after the motion picture, and it just wasn't all that CGI bollocks. It was just truly an amazing movie because you really could not do any worse than the motion picture. It was just terrible. And I really, really enjoyed Kirstie Alley's role because I think she's Vulcan. She's got the Vulcan ears, but she seems to show a lot of emotion in this movie. And she seemed to show, and she seemed to show like she had a crush on Spock a lot and Shatner, Kirk. Do you know what I would like to see? I'd like to see a Star Trek movie where the ship doesn't get fucked up. That would be interesting. So, yeah. No, I really, really thoroughly enjoyed this movie. It was great. The music was spot on. The acting was spot on. The storyline was amazing. Obviously, Spock died. Spock died in the second movie, man. And I don't want to say it's a mirror image of that scene to Into Darkness, but it was, and it was really, really interesting to see how like that happened. Obviously, the funeral scene at the end was quite emotional because they sent Spock's coffin onto the new planet that Genesis had created, which I thought was a very nice touch. You know, they send death where life has just been created. Really good. Kirk's found his long lost son. You know, James Kirk, father. No one saw that coming. But yeah, no, I really, really enjoyed this movie. Really enjoyed a lot. A lot. And, you know, I can't wait to watch number 3 now, The Search for Spock. Because Spock's alive again. Spoiler. Yeah, you haven't seen it. 40 years old. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this review. Star Trek movie review on Star Wars weekend. Hey, how about that? So yeah, thank you for watching, and make sure you stay tuned for The Search for Spock review coming soon. Possibly tomorrow, while everyone else is still at con and I'm at work. Maybe. More than likely. Okay. So, live long and prosper, guys. Peace. I'm yawning.